Hi, welcome again to this tutorial on data analysis using R programming language. Today's session I am going to show you how you can reproduce a typical map like this one. This is an African map, uh, African population size map. I took a sample of population size that was availed in 2020. This population size was provided by the UN, um, the UN agents. It is named UN World Population Prospects. In this tutorial, I'm going to guide you step by step how you can produce such a map. We are going to resume from the previous part. If you have missed the part 1 on R data analysis of this series, I would recommend you to go and check the first part. I will not explain everything in detail as I did in part 1. I will go touching on surface regarding the points I described in the previous part. This map we are going to produce. We are going to reproduce this map. It is a map I created in a challenge. It's a challenge that is hosted on Twitter by community of R users. It is named 30-day chart challenge. It is where I submitted this map of African size population size in African countries. I'm going to guide you how you can build such a map. Let me start by showing you how. Let me open a new Chrome, a new browser. I'm going to show you if you want to access the code I use in this series. This series on R programming for data analysis. You shall go to this my GitHub page, github.com/virasafab. It is where I'll be availing all the code I used in this series of R programming. All the code I show you in the tutorial, I immediately after closing the tutorial, I commit all the code, and they will be available in this repository named r_youtube_screencast. Let me show you, for someone who is not familiar with how GitHub works. If you want to open this code I availed to you in this repository, you will need to come and copy this link, github.com/virasafab/r/youtube screencast. Then you shall open your new R session. This is my new R session. It gives me a warning. I deleted my project. I deleted my project on local computer for me to show you how you can open a new project basing on a remote project, or when you want to clone a project for someone else and you want to build on those code. Then I come here to file in RStudio. This is an RStudio interface. As you see, I don't have a current open project. I need to come here on file, then I go to new project, After clicking new project, I come to version control, then I select GT. Then I paste the URL I copied from this YouTube this GitHub page named ARA YouTube screencast. That is where you will find all the codes I have used during my tutorial. Then after pasting the URL in this repository URL, I click on create project. After click on create project, this RStudio, the project is being cloned. As you see, it is clone repository. For those who are not familiar with the functionality of GitHub, cloning a project, it is like getting a copy of a project and you avail it in your local computer. That local computer will have a very similar copy of a project you are cloning or you are copying or you are copying. That project will be based in your local computer. You may choose to work offline, and after working with the project locally on your computer, you can commit back your changes to the central project or to the original project. But for the changes to be reflected in the project, the developer or the owner of that project will have rights to approve the changes you have made. That is how we work in GitHub. GitHub supports multiple developers. It can help multiple developers to work on the same project without interfering one another. That is how GitHub works. I can have a copy of a project and another one, my colleague have another project, a copy of that project. Whatever I change on that project, I will commit after a certain period, and for that change to be reflected within that project, there should be someone like administrator or the owner of the project to approve those changes, because sometimes the changes might be harmful to the project. Therefore, someone who have authority to approve should approve before merging the changes from different developers or programmers, if I may say. After cloning the project, you see the project now I have in the RStudio is ARA underscore YouTube underscore screencast, which is the project in which I availed the code for this tutorial series. Where do we find the code we used previously? We find it clicking on this RMD, this file, this markdown file. It is named RMap creation screencast because I started by showing you how you can create maps within ARA. Maybe we shall create additional markdown files, but for now we are still working within this ARA markdown named ARA map creation. As a wrap up for the previous session, we have created a world map. Let me load the tidyverse package. We created we saw how you simply create a world map like this one. In this world map, I can change the color. I can fit the color to be red Let me see if it works as I expect. You see, uh, the reason this red color does not is not as per my expectation. I need to move this fill augment to outside the IS the IS um, sorry, let me see the fill here. Let me see is it the fill or the color? Let me see if it is the color issue. Okay, the color is for boundaries. I see where I commit an error. This for it to be reflected, I need to bring it down in geom polygon. It should be in geom polygon. Then I use fill. After using fill there, what is the issue? Let me remove this is. Whenever there is an issue within your code, you need to investigate what is the reason behind your error, or your the reason behind the non the reason behind your function being giving the unexpected result. For the fill color, it should be inserted within geom polygon without using aesthetic. Without using this aesthetic, if you use aesthetic, it gives an error. Why do I say that there is an error? It's the fill color here should not result in this legend. This legend is for someone who is familiar with dealing with error data analysis. You will he immediately understands what the error behind. This legend is not necessary. It is unnecessary created, because I have made an error including this aesthetic, which was not needed to be included within geom polygon. Aesthetic has been included here. Then if I want to use this fill option argument, I should not include it here. I should bring it down here to geom polygon. That's why this error has occurred. Then if I relearn it, you see now the red color, this red color is different from the previous one. You see, this one is not the red color I was targeting. The red color that is real, it is this one. That is how error will give you an error. If you fill using red color, it will not give you a typical red color. It will give you another color which is not exactly red. Let me show you and bring back the aesthetic option here. I want to show you that red color was not the real red color I was looking. Let me change this red to black. Let me change this red to black. Then I rerun the code. You see, that is why I was telling you there is an error. This black, I have changed the color to be black, but here I still find this red. I don't know if this is it's between red and orange. This color is not reflecting the color I have written here, but it's a default color that error gives you when it is somehow confused. Error does not understand, or it is not properly interpreting my code, then it roughly picks a color and display it. Then for me to reflect the intended color, I need to remove this aesthetic option. You see, after removing this and rerun it, you see now the black color is now reflected within my map. For this case, let me use like green. If I change color, you see green color has appeared now. For our case, we need to insert the field argument within GeoPolygon. That is where this ggplot package understands what you want to implement within your map. After creating the world map, we also had to create the East African community map. East African community map is comprised of 7 countries. I'm not going to repeat everything. We saw how to create a submap by filtering. I interpreted what is filter function, what is it and how it functions. If you have missed the previous part, I advise you to go back there. After that, in today's session, I will resume from this part, which I wanted to insist on. We use the package country code. This is how we load the package. When I use this library function, this library function is used to load the package. Why do we need to load the package? Whenever you install your R and RStudio, they are packages that come with your original copy of R setup, but they are additional packages that you will be in need of, but they are not available within the initial setup. For that purpose, you will need this function a lot. You will use this function a lot to avail a new package that was not installed within the initial setup of our software. Then I need to use this country code, which is not which does not come with the setup of R. Then I need to load it. If I want to load it, I use this library function, then bracket the package you want it to load. That is how I load. Let me add a comment. If you wanted to add a comment, you use this hashtag, then you write the comment you want to insert. Loading the country code package. Let me add it. For those who are still new, it is good to indicate what the following code is going to do. After loading this country code, it says this country code package was built under R version 4.2.3. It's just a message. There's no change to our work. Then after loading that package, I was in need of combining my world map data. This is the world map data. Let me print them in the console. This is the world map data. You see, there are too many. I wanted to combine this world map data and insert a new column of country code. I had to use mutate function to create a new column named count underscore code to, to mean country code. I had to use function country code. This function is taken from this package country code. How does this function work? I explained it in the previous part of this series. You need to use the region. It is an existing column within this map data dataset. This is the word map geolocation data. Then I had to this region contain the country's names. Then the country code would interpret the country name and the origin should be country.name. That is how this country function works. It takes the country name, the origin country name, then it changes that country name into the ISO 3C. ISO 3C, it's an abbreviation. A country name, then I change a country name into an ISO 3C or country code. If it is Afghanistan, I should remain with AFG. If it is Rwanda, I remain with RWA. That is ISO 3C or country code ISO 3. Country code containing 3 letters. Then I had to join this data with the code list. Let me print this code list. This code list had it's a subdata set containing almost all it contains all the world countries along with their country code. Then I had to combine these data, world map data, and I combine them with the this code list, but I wanted only continent, the column containing continent, and this ISO 3C. Why did I want to join? Let me add a comment here. Combining the above data, map data with code list data, continent, and ISO 3C. Why do we need to combine this data? It's because I wanted this data to have a column having continent. For me to be able to map a continent, I need to have a column, a separate column containing the continent. Each country, if it is Rwanda, I know Rwanda is in Africa. Africa is a continent, Rwanda is a country. Then this map data did not have continent part. We have longitude, we have latitude, we have this is group number, we have country code, we have country name, but we don't have we don't have continent. I need to have Afghanistan to have a continent, Asia. To do it using function, I need to bring within my data a continent. That is why I had to combine this data set with this data set, but targeting this continent column and this ISO 3C. Why this ISO 3C will help me to merge this data set with this data set. That is, I merged the two data set using country code and ISO 3C. Let me print this dataset and you see it. Let me print it down here. I'm going to view it in a table. Let me view it in a table. It is loading. You see, it is loading. Let me wait for it to finish. I'm not going to interrupt it. It is you see the geolocation data we have longitude, latitude, group, order, region, which is the country name. It stands for the country name. Subregion, we are not interested in this subregion. Again, the count underscore code, this is country code, the abbreviated name. Aruba region has abbreviation ABW. If I search for Rwanda, you will see we have RWA. You see, Rwanda RWA. If I have South Africa, we need to you will find its abbreviation being, let me search it. It is delaying, the computer is going slowly. You see, South Africa, its country code is ZAF. That is the abbreviation of South Africa. I want to combine this dataset with the dataset containing a continent. I can do this manually, but it would be tedious. I have rows more than, let me see, I have 99,000 of entries, rows. You see, more than 99 rows. I cannot add column, continent column here manually. I need to have a sophisticated way to do it. That is why I use merging techniques using this left join. That is how we did in the previous part. I'm not going to delay here. After combining, let me run this code. After combining the two datasets, I am going to use, you see, let me skip this one. I'm going to explain it again, but I showed you how to create an African map here. Let me show you. This is the African map we created previously. This code here, or these colors here, do not have any specific meaning. It's just a different country, different color. There is no specific meaning for now, but our assignment today is how can we now build an African map having a meaningful color. If I have red color, I should understand, I should have a legend here explaining me what does red color mean, what does blue color mean, what does gray color mean, the meaning of these colors. For now, the African map we created previously in the last session did not have the meaning. You see, the fill argument I used here did not have a meaning. I filled the region name, the country name. The country name, it's just a name. If it is Rwanda, Rwanda is here. If Rwanda is different from Burundi, they will have different color. But that color does not have any additional meaning at all. For now, we are going to create additional colors having a meaning in terms of figures or in terms of numbers. What are we going to do now? I am going to load a new package. Let me load a new package here. Loading a package package to read Excel files. For those who are dealing with data that are stored within Excel, you will need to use this read Excel. This is a package commonly used to read Excel data that are stored within Excel files or Excel workbooks. The Excel workbooks we have here, let me click on this file. You see this file here? I have a document here. I have this WPP 2022 Jan underscore evening here. This is the Excel document I have. I am going to open. If you have followed the steps I have shown you by going on by copying this link, you should have within your directory or the current directory. If you want to know where is your current directory, you can use this function get wd double brackets. Then if you click enter, you will see the directory within which your package your project is located. This is where my package project is located. ara underscore youtube underscore screencast. Then within that project, if you have followed me along, you will be having this Excel file within your project. Then I am going to read this Excel file. Let me go. I am going ahead to open it manually. I click on it and view file. After it is opening, I'm going to open it manually and I show you a bit. If I write code, you will understand what I'm going to do. Let me first of all open the Excel file. I am going to read. It is taking a time because it's a heavy document. Let me wait for it. This is a document I downloaded from the United Nations Population Division. It contains multiple sheets. The first one, it's estimates. The second one, it's medium variant. The third one, high variant. The fourth one, it's low variant, and so on. My interest here, I am going to show you how this package, this read Excel package works. I'm going to read this document, but this document, it contains multiple sheets. There is no single function within R that can help you to read all the sheets at the same time. The only function that can do it it's the combination of read Excel and the map function. But that function can read all the sheets at once and create a list of sheets data, and it would not be making sense because all these sheets contain different data type. They contain different data type. They contain different data to mean these data, they have different meaning. I do not need to combine these data sets. What I want, I need to read at least the first sheet. The rest of the sheets, I am not going to use them for this tutorial, for this today's session. I am going to focus on the first sheet. How do we read the first sheet? I use read Excel. Let me delete this. I'm going to use read underscore Excel. Then I am going to show you the name of the file to read. I'm going to use list.files. This is the function I use to see all the files that are within my directory. The name I want here, it is this one. Then I copy it and I paste it here. That is the name of the Excel document I am going to read. Then I need to specify what is the sheet name to read. Let me show you the sheet name. It is this one, sheet estimates. This is the sheet name I am interested into. Let me paste it here. After specifying the sheet name, I'm going to show to add another argument named skip. What does this skip argument mean? You see, this Excel document has different empty cells, and these empty cells I'm not interested in them. Then the first row is not needed, the second, the third, until the 16th. You see, all these rows are not needed for my case. Then I need to skip them. I need to use skip. Then I add 16. I need to skip 16 rows for me to read the data. I need to start from here, the 17th row. Then I read all the data until the last row. After skipping, I am going to test. I am going to run the code. You see, there is an error. It says could not function find the function read Excel. I have not loaded the package. Then if you have not loaded the package, you need to load it. Then you run the function again. You see, now I have read the data set. You see, let me show you. The first row was let me show you, index, variant, region, subregion. You see, index, variant, region, subregion, country or area. You see, this is the data I have read. You see, until the 20,586. You see all the data. Let me go down to the last row. You see 20,596. This is what we have. The 10 rows here plus this one, it is 20,596. Now we are good to go. Another change I am going to do here, I am going to do a kind of transformation. I'm going to use mutate function. I am going to change this region. You see, the region is in capital. The whole names are in capital, but I don't want to be in capital. I need to change region. I need to change region string to lower. String to lower. It changes this content from capital to lower. Then I need to use region here. It is the column that I want to transform from capital to lower. After that, I need to specify the column names I want to select. I don't want all these columns to be included within my dataset. You see, all the columns are about 64 columns. This is too much. I don't want all the 64 columns. Then I need to select the only column I am interested into. The only column I am interested into, I need this region which contains the country name, but I shall remove this word because I don't want the word data. I want country specific data. Then I will need another column. It is this year. I will also select this year and select this total population as of the 1st January in thousands. You see, let me show you how to select those columns. I will use select, then then select excuse me, before selecting, let me change column names by using Janitor. This is a package that helps us to clean our column headers. After running it, let me show you. There is an issue somewhere. Let me say, okay. What is the issue? Region not found. Why does region not found? Let me run this again. Okay, region, but I see it. Okay, before let me move this janitor function above. Let me move it above for it to change column name before using it. Then I use select. I am going to use select. I'm going to use mutate after. Let me use select before. I am going to select region equal to this name. You see, this name. I need to use that name. I need to use that name. I know that name should be subregion, country, or area. Subregion, country, or area. Maybe that one. Let me see if it is okay. Let me see. Is it okay? Okay, it is okay. Then I select another column being year. I select again this total, the total here. Let me select the total here. It is here. This name total in thousands. I'm going to select it and use it total equal. Why am I using this total here? It is the new because this column is too long. It is too long. I need to replace this whole name by this total. That is why I use total equal this one. This is the name we have inherited from this document, but I want total to replace this whole name. I want region, this region to replace this whole name. That is why I use these syntax. But for year, it is a short name. I do not change anything. After selecting these three columns, I am going to change the region. I'm going to change the region to region. I am going to change. Let me print the result so far. I'm going to print the result so far. You see, the word is still in capital. Then I need to change from capital to lower. This is how we do it. Let me remove this one. After doing it, this capital should change from capital to lower. You see, now we have word in lower. The last transformation I'm going to make, it is to remove this word. For now I'm not interested in word data. This word I'm not interested. My interest now, it is in countries data. How do I do it? I use filter, and region should not be equal to the word within by using small letters, because I have already changed it from capital to small letters. If I run it, you shall see that my data does not now contain word. You see, after having my data, I need to store it in a given variable. Let me store it with countries data. Let me name them like this. I'm going to name it like this. After running it, let me print my my data within a table for you to see it properly. You see, we have region, we have year, we have total, but here I have sustainable development goal. This is not a country. For this issue to be removed, I am going to filter all the observation that are missing on year to be removed. Let me filter this year. You see, we have all the missing data on year. They are not countries data. You see, World Bank income group, geographic region group, these are not relevant for countries data. Then I'm going to filter them out. I'm going to use is NA year. It should not be year should not contain missing data. That is how I negate. Is.na, it is for missing data. But for me, I don't want year to contain missing data. I use this exclamation. This exclamation is used to negate. It is used to negate. I used it here to negate the word. If I had used a double equal, it means I have selected word data. But for my case, I didn't want word data. I should have negated. That is what I did. For this, if I remove this exclamation, it means I have selected the missing data on year column. But for now, I want to remove all the data that are missing on year column. That is how I filter them out. Then let me print them in table to see if it has taken effect. Now our data are good to go. Then what do I do now? I need to go back to my map data. My map data is there. This is my map data. Let me copy this my map data. I am going to bring it down here. I have countries data. Let me merging world map geolocation data with world population prospects data. How do I do it? I paste my world map data. I combine. I do not copy this one. I remember this one does not contain. I remember something I have forgotten. You see my data here, countries data, they do not contain a country code, ISO 3 country code. But here I think I have somewhere country code. Let me see. Is there ISO 3 country code? I don't have it. I have it here. I have ISO 3. Let me search for Rwanda to see if it is what I expect. Yes. This ISO 3, you see Rwanda, it has RWA. Yes, I use this ISO 3 alpha code. I need to include ISO 3 within my data. I need to add another column here. I use ISO 3C. ISO 3C equal. I go back to see where is my data. Let me where do I find them? ISO 3. Is it here? I'm not finding it. Where is it? ISO 2. Where is ISO 3? ISO 2. But it is the same name here. I need to change ISO 2 to ISO 3. I think it's the same. ISO 3 alpha code, ISO 2 alpha code. Yes. Let me do it like this, and in select excuse me let me print this data. To make sure I write all the ISO 3. Where is it? I can't see ISO 3 here. Why? What is the issue? Hey, it is the yeah, it is up here. I was looking in the hidden columns. Let me paste it here. Then within select. Yes. Okay. Now my data is now containing ISO 3, and I already have my continent data here. They contain ISO 3. Then I am going to merge continent data, continent maps geolocation data with world population prospects data. I'm going to use continent data. I use left join. This is the function I'm going to use. There are other functions you can use, like right join, fuse join, inner join. There are many functions you can use to join, but every function that is used in to join, it has requirements. For left join, the first dataset, it is on the left, then the joining will be basing on the left dataset, and the other dataset will be included within these brackets. Then I'm going to use these countries data. Let me copy the name here, I paste it here. I use by. It is the columns on which I am going to join the two dataset. Let me print out the continent data. Let me see the continent data. I'm going to merge the two dataset on these two columns. The first one is this one, should be equal to let me print countries data, should be equal to ISO 3. It should be equal to ISO 3. Let me print the resultant data. ISO 3 is not found. This ISO 3 should be within brackets. You see? Now let me print the results within a table for me to see it properly. Let me see if Rwanda is working okay. My test is on Rwanda. My test, to be sure that it has taken effect, I need to check if Rwanda is okay. I assume the rest is okay. For now, I see that there are issues. I don't know why I find issues here. The country code, I don't see any year here. I see where my issue is. Let me show you the issue. The issue here is, you see our data, they have multiple years. There is something I have forgotten to do. My data set should contain only 1 year, the observation for 1 year. But for now, let me search for Rwanda. You see, we have Rwanda data for 1950, Rwanda data for 1951, 52, 53, and so on until 2021. My case, I need to select only 1 year to be included within my map. Then I need to come back here. And within this filter function, I need to add another condition, that year should be equal to 2020. Let me use 2020. Then I run it again, and I run this code again. Let me see if it is now okay. Let me check for Rwanda. I assume if Rwanda is okay, other countries are okay. There is still issues. What are those issues? Let me check what is the issue here. Let me print the countries data to see if they have taken effects. What are the issues here? Year, it is year 2020. Let me change this ISO 3. No, not here. Let me change this. I put it in bracket as well to see. Still I get an error. The year here does not change. Total does not appear. It seems I still have issues. I still have issues. What are those issues? Let me check. There there is need country code. It is the one I put it the first. ISO 3 I don't know what is the issue. ISO 3C. It is ISO 3C. Have to join. What is the issue? I don't have any idea why this issue. There's no warning. There's no. What is the issue? I don't know if. What is the issue? Let me check. For countries data. I select let me select for Rwanda. Filter region equals Rwanda. There's no Rwanda. Are you sure? You sure? No, I don't know. Let me check. Rwanda here should be there. Yes, Rwanda is there, but I don't have ISO 3 for Rwanda. What is the issue? There is something suspicious here. I suspect the issue is within this data. Rwanda has ISO 3, but here I see it has left out. Maybe the issue might be somewhere here. Let me print out this data here. You need to excuse me. There is an issue I am finding out. Whenever you are dealing with your data, you need to be patient. Let me filter region equal to Rwanda. I'm going to filter. Excuse me. Let me print this one. You need to bear with me. This ISO 3 does not work. I don't know the issue behind, but the issue might be somewhere here. There is issue here. I don't know why. Maybe this name is written in wrong. What is the issue? Excuse me. This region is there. Let me comment out this one. I need to check where is the issue. ISO 3 is there. Let me see. I don't know why this ISO 3 is not working. It is not working as my expectation, then I need, is it due to double quotes? I don't know. Is it due to double quotes or what is the issue? This is weird. Excuse me. This is weird. But for those who are dealing with these programming languages, you need to be patient. You need to be as patient as possible, because you find errors and you need to debug them whenever you find them. You see, I'm not getting what is the issue behind. Okay, I am going to remove this and see if it works now. Let me remove. Let me remove and check if now that ISO 3 is going to work. I'm just finding out what is the issue behind, because this ISO 3 is not getting me. It is making me I feel terrible. Alpha, ISO 3 alpha. Why ISO 3 alpha code? It is what I'm writing here. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not getting exactly what is the issue. What is the issue? What is the issue? What is the issue here? What is the issue here? ISO 3 alpha code. What is the issue here? There are issues I'm not figuring out the reason behind. Oh, I remember. You see, this column, there might be the reason. Okay, I remember. Let me get back. I remember what might be causing the error here. I need to change the type here. The type here should be text. It might be that Excel here, if I import my data, ARA might be changing my data to a different type. And if ARA is changing my data into a different type, if it finds that my data type are ambiguous, or they are ambiguous, they are causing confusion, the ARA will treat my data on this specific column. It will treat them missing. Then, to avoid that error, I need to tell this read Excel to import all the data into text. It will interpret them as character without changing any type, and after importing them, I will change the type of data by myself. Let me run this data again. Sorry, type is text. Okay, let me see, how do I tell it? Is it is it type? I think type is text. Type column type. Yes, it's column type. It's column type, not type. Column type. Column types. After running it, ISO 3 should now appear. Let me see if it hasn't been solved. Now it is solved. That is the, you see, this has been getting me headache. This is the reason behind all the errors I was getting. You see how programming has if you are dealing with programming languages, you need to be patient. Sometimes what you are thinking within your head is not what you have written within code. Then you'll be finding bugs. Then you need to debug. That is the reason behind all these delays. Then after running this code, I am going to merge them. Let me see if you see now it has been solved. Year is there, region is there, continent, now it is there. Now after having my data, I am going to store my data as final data. Let me store it as final. Okay, let me remove this view and store my data in final data. After storing my final data, I'm going to map my data. After my final data, let me print them as table for me to be able to read my data, the summary of my data: longitude, latitude, group, order, region X, subregion, count, code, continent. You see, this is the total population. This is the year of observation. Then I am going, let me show you how I am going to plot my data. Let me plot my African map here. African population data map. Let me show you how I do it. I am going to use final data. I use I'm going to filter the data. I'm going to filter the continent to remain with only Africa. I should remain with Africa. After filtering for Africa, I need to use double equal. Then I remain with only African data. Then I am going to plot with those data. ggplot is longitude, latitude. I use group equal to group. You see, I use geom polygon. Let me see if it is going to this is my African map. Then, as I told you, I like to use GG themes. theme map. Theme map. I like to use these types of map. Then what I am going to use now, I am going to use fill. Fill will take the total. Let me use fill. After using fill, and I remove the legend. I'm going to use the legend dot position. I remove the region by using this function. You see now. No. I don't need to remove the region. What I am going to do now, you see, after importing my data here, can you see what is the issue now? The issue now, after importing my data here, I imported my data as characters or as text. But now if this 100,006, it is not interpreted as a figure, it is interpreted as a text or as a character. Then I need to change back into figure. Let me change. I'm going to use mutate. Total will be interpreted as numeric. Let me show you. Then I run this again. Sorry. You see, now I have created this is the map of Africa. I have created the specific map for population size. This is a population. Let me use a lab. I'm going to use lab here. Labs here. Title will be African population prospects as of 2020. This is the title of my map, and this is the region. I can change this region to fill will be population size. This is the population size. You see, it has changed. Then I'm going to use this theme. I am going to change the panel dot background. Let me change it to black and show you. I am going to change the panel of this chart. Element, I need to use element select. You see, this is the background. I am just showing you how what I am changing. Let me change the prot background. Let me change the prot background to blue. You see, this is I am manipulating my chart, my map, but the colors I need to use, they are these ones. This one. How do I use these colors? It is what I am going to show you. Let me show you. I am going to use something named as color picker. Let me find something as color picker. This is an online a website that can help me to find a color code. If I say a color code, if I want to know what is this color, the code of this color, this I might not know the name of this color, but I want its code. I need to upload this figure, and the color picker will help me to identify the color code to be used here. Let me show you how. I am going to upload a picture here. I'm going to upload a picture. Excuse me. Let me upload a picture here. This population size map. You see? Now this color, if I click on this color, I come down here, the code, the color code here, it is this one. I am going to use it. If I want to use that color here, you see the color has changed to yellow, but it is not what I want. The color I wanted to use here, instead of using yellow, I need to use this one. If I click here and I come down here, I'm going to copy it and paste it here. Let me paste it here and I show you. You see the color here has now changed. Let me see another color, this one. This color, I'm going to copy it and paste it here. You see the color here has now changed. The color here has now changed. I need to change this background of the legend. As you see in this in this chart, the legend does not have background. Then I need to use legend.background element blank. If you want to remove it, you use element blank. You see the background of the legend has been removed. You see this white color, it is how I remove it. If I want to add caption here, let me show you. I have plot by Virasafab bar hashtag 30 days chat challenge. If I wanted to add them, I add them as caption. I use comma here within labs option. I use caption. I use here plot by Birasafab. This bar, I don't know. Let me use this bar. And then it was 30 days chat challenge. You see, this is how I add a caption here. If I wanted to add, this is a title. If I wanted to add a subtitle, I come down here and add a subtitle here. Let me see what is the subtitle. Let me zoom the down. Where is the download here? I'm going to zoom in to see the text here. I am going to show you how to add these subtitle. Only Nigeria has above 200 million population. Only Nigeria has above 200. Only Nigeria has above 200 million million population. You see, if I want to skip to the next row, I use this n, these two signs, n preceded by this one. I don't know, it's backslash, maybe. Is it backslash? Maybe. Backslash followed by n. It means to go to the next row. Then the next row followed with Ethiopia. Let me use followed with Ethiopia. If I run this, what is the issue? I forgotten to include the comma. Then if I run it, you see, only Nigeria has above 200 million population, followed with Ethiopia. You see, with having almost 100. You see, that is how I add subtitles, having almost 100 and what, things like that. That is how we add subtitles. The remaining here, it's about these colors. You see, the colors here we have. Let me go back to color picker. The color for highest number, it is this one. Let me go down here. This is the highest color. I am going to use another function being scale fill gradient. You see, I'm going to use high will be this one. The lowest is going to be this one. Let me copy it. The lowest is going to be this one. Let me run it. You see, now the colors are approaching to what I am intending. You see, the remaining would be is there anything remaining? Maybe what should I add else? Maybe I may need to save my document. I use gg save. File name will be African population size map 2020. Then I use device will be png unknown graphics. Let me run it. Let me see the files. Is there African map? Okay, I need to add .png. Let me open the map here. Now the map is now created. You see, we have the map, African map. We have titles, subtitles. We have caption. We have legend here. The remaining, it would take a long time for this tutorial for me to avoid a very long tutorials. The remaining I will explain it to reduce the size for subtitles, to increase the size for titles, to bold them, to make them italic, to change different types of fonts. I will show you in the next tutorial how you can change those things within Ara. Let me stop by here, and I thank you very much for following me along, and I will be keeping you updated on the new content. Thank you, and may God bless you.